I don't mean he's the only one. This is a team effort, team win, team loss. We can all agree to that. But welcome, the one, the only, Pt1 Zimmerman. If you don't know who he is, you need to look him up. His team is 21-10 right now in the NBL. Thank you for the strong wishes here on Periscope, live on Facebook as well. And, of course, this will be a podcast on the RudDogShow.com, so make sure you tune in for this. We're going to talk to Pt1 Zimmerman. Pt1, welcome to the show. It's been a while. Been trying to get you on.
Yeah, man, it's been a while, but we finally did it. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How is everything?
Everything is well. Everything is well.
Good. Glad to hear it.
How's everything with you?
Well, it's a little rainy here in Southern California, but, a little rain and all of a sudden people forget how to drive. So we'll just kind of leave that to we'll leave that to the own desire. Hopefully everybody is tuning in right here on the Rude Dog Show, Facebook Live as well as Periscope. Thank you for tuning in. I see 16 viewers. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. Some of those are probably coming from Canada, eh? Okay. Well, I'm not Canadian, but that's my best attempt. Anyway, Pt1, when I look at your career and I look at myself and I think, wow, this guy, he's 26, he's out of Connecticut, 6'2", 200, somewhere in that genre. You played in a variety of colleges, Holy Cross, Waterbury, Connecticut. You played at Southeastern, CC, of course, that's Community College, Monroe, as well as Thompson Rivers in 2014, then went undrafted. You worked very hard to get to the point to where somebody wants to talk about his draft stock or the lottery stock or who will end up picking him up and who won't be picking him up. But let's kind of go through this because you went to 3 separate colleges. I'm almost befuddled as to the direction. You had to pay your own tuition. It was eating ramen and doing all those things that most people that get drafted in the high round don't really have to worry about because they have a full ride to get into the NBA or in college for that matter. But you went undrafted in 2014. Tell me about the experiences from shifting from Southeastern to Monroe to Thompson Rivers, and how did that play a toll on your ability to recognize that you have the talent to get to the next level yet not recognized?
It was a long journey. It was very interesting, I should add. But I'm definitely thankful for the journey. It taught me a lot of things. It taught me how to be humble, how to persevere. It was a great journey, just going from Southeastern out in Iowa, seeing nothing but country cornfields, especially after moving from a city like Waterbury, Connecticut, where there's absolutely things to do and the pace is a little faster, a lot of people. Like I said, to moving out to Southeastern Iowa, even though it was one of the top Division I junior colleges in the country, if you look out the window, you didn't see nothing but cornfields for a mile. And the highlight of the day was heading over to the Walmart to pick up some groceries or different utilities that you need for the house. But it was a good experience because it was different. And like you said, it definitely opened your eyes to different things and just to the view of life. And like I said, I was thankful for that experience. And then heading over to Monroe Community College, which was another one of the top junior colleges in the United States. That was a great experience too. It was more my style, more my pace. It was a big junior college. It was a huge enrollment. The campus living was great. It was great food in the cafeteria, very city-like, a lot of young people. And like I said, much faster pace up in upstate New York, Rochester, New York. So going from there to there was definitely a better experience for me, and it was easier to adapt and to adjust to. But I had a great year there. We went to the Nationals. We finished, I think, we placed 5th in the country. So it was a good year for me. Then heading out to Thompson Rivers, CIS school out there in Kamloops, BC. That was another great experience. Where I was living at, we were so high in altitude. Where I was living at, I was living above a cloud, and I thought that was pretty neat to be able to look out my window and I could see clouds below me. That's how high I was. But it was nice. The scenery was very nice. Mountains, beautiful mountains, and in the winter, nice snowy roads and mountains. It was just a great experience and something different. that I wouldn't have experienced being at home in Connecticut. And that's the beauty of traveling, and that's the beauty of playing basketball, because you never know where you may end up. But if you just follow your journey and you have a dream, you're pretty much willing to do whatever it takes until you accomplish that goal. And like I said, out in Thompson Rivers, I played pretty well. I shot the ball at a high clip. It was one of my best shooting years probably in all of my career, and I thought I might take a chance at going to the NBA. I entered the draft in 2014, and I got a lot of interest. I worked out privately for the Detroit Pistons, and I also worked out for the Boston Celtics and the Development League workout, and those are two great experiences. I trained. I did a lot of pre-draft training out in LA with NBA elite trainer Rob McClanahan. He trained Stephen Curry, Derrick Rose, Kevin Love, Kevin Durant. So that was a great experience. I was able to train with different guys like Kevin Love, Brandon Jennings, Deion Waiters, just to be in the gym with those guys, Ricky Rubio. It was a great experience to see the work and the effort and the skill that they put into their craft every day. I mean, that was just unbelievable experience in itself. And I soaked it all up, learned, worked hard day after day, and was hoping to hear my name called. It would have been great if I did, but I didn't. And after that, I just stayed in the gym, stayed hungry, and then that's when I got a call from the Utah Jazz, and they wanted to sign me to the development team, which was the Idaho Stampede. And that was Coach Cooper who gave me a call. He was the head coach of the Idaho Stampede, and he gave me my first pro shot. And I've been kicking ever since. This is my fourth year.
You know, when I look at your career, I mean, you were first team All Canada, and when I look at that first team marker, that says a lot about you, because from the Idaho Stampede, you basically created a segue to play for the Halifax Hurricanes. Again, going 21-10, playing some pretty decent ball right now. You're one of the role players, and right now, because you guys had a very strong win against the St. John Riptide yesterday, who may not be playing that great a ball. I mean, they're barely playing 500 ball right now. 21 in the first, 23 in the second, 35 in the third. I think that's where the separation occurred, is in the third quarter. I know we were talking last night in regards to your role, and how did that win feel? I mean, knowing that you are a part of this organization, knowing that you are a reservist, but still playing, still active, your name's called, ready to go. What is about playing for a Canadian league that differs from your all your training and all the input that people had given you talking about the NBA? How is that? How is that different?
It's a bit different because here in the Canadian League, it's a development league, so it's a stepping stone league. So guys, everyone here is looking to make the next jump, get to the next level. So you got guys that's hungry night in and night out, that's going to give it all they got. Because everyone, like I said, is getting scouted and is trying to move up and get to the big game, which is the NBA. So, like I said, night in, night out, you got to be ready to put your hard hat on and battle. And it's never going to be easy. Nothing's never going to be given to you. You got to earn everything you get. And playing for such a great organization like the Halifax Hurricanes, I mean, we battle each other in practice every day, just pushing each other, trying to get better and better, because we're one of the premier teams in the league. And we know we have a big target on our back, so teams are chasing us. And if we have a goal to be champions, we got to make sure we come out and lace up our sneakers and put our hard hats on every day, every time we step on the floor, so we can do what we need to do to accomplish our goal, which is win the championship. I mean, last year we fell short in the finals. We lost to a very good London Lightning team in 6 games, but then again, we had hit some adversity because we had a few injuries that struck us late and at the wrong time. One of our best guys, Billy White, he went down. I went down. I was out for the finals. I wasn't able to play in the finals. Another one of our bigs, T.J. Washington, he went down. Mike Poole, he was playing, but he wasn't at full strength. So it was a tough task that we had to deal with, and London Lightning got us. But hopefully we can get back to championship into the finals this year, and see what type of song we're going to sing this time. I think we have a good shot at winning the championship. I mean, I'm playing pretty well right now. As far as myself, I know I'm a role player coming off the bench, but right now I'm in the run-ins right now for Sixth Man of the Year award. So I know that's a personal goal of mine, and if I could get that, that would be great. But the main focus is winning the championship, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help my team win a championship, whether it's I got to just focus in on defense, where I got to hit shots, where I got to get other guys involved, whatever coach needs me to do to help the organization and our team to achieve our goals, then I'm all for it.
Well, that's exactly what you're doing. And right now, as of yesterday, you played 27 minutes. You were 6 from 7. You're 4 for 4 on the three-point line. You had 2 defensive rebounds. You had 16 points overall. I mean, to go along with 3 assists, you're playing your game. I mean, you're playing your style of game in a Canadian system where you're part of that 21-10. I think you guys have a really good opportunity to not only win a title, but clearly one of the top 5 teams in the NBL right now. I mean, you guys are playing .677 ball. You're 18-7 within the conference, which speaks a lot to your credit. But you're kind of your team as a whole is a little streaky. In other words, you've won 1 game in a row, whereas you lost the previous game. So it's kind of an up and down season. What do you believe the message is right now in the locker room in regards to getting guys to not be streaky, not to just play a one and done situation where it's win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1? What is your message to them?
Our message is just stay positive. We got to try to be more consistent. So we got to put in extra work, and whether it's getting in the gym on after practice or any time off, so we can make shots, our game and our skills just sharpen up. But you know, at this point of the season, it's all about who's going to execute. Everyone has to scout on everyone. Everyone knows each other's game. So it's all about who's going to come out and execute at a higher level, and who's tougher on that night. That's who's going to win. So it's about being tough, having a heart, and playing at a high level, executing what you need to execute.
I believe you're certainly right about that one. And there's something that's really near and dear to your heart. And I'm not just talking about basketball. Everybody who has seen Pt1 Zimmerman play, that's just one of who he is, one aspect to his person, how he is, who he is, what he represents. But you have a foundation, and that foundation contributes back and gives back. Tell the listeners a little bit more about that, and how does that play a role in your everyday goings on, and what types of events are you doing in order to help promote your foundation?
I started my foundation called the Pt1 Zimmerman Foundation, named after myself. I started as just like a vehicle and tool to give back to underprivileged young adults and kids who don't have much. It's more like a Big Brother organization. It's a nonprofit organization. Started in Waterbury, Connecticut, and like I said, it's just something that I started because I knew when I was younger, growing up, I just wanted to be who I needed when I was younger, which is a leader, a role model, positive leader, someone who could give back, someone for younger children who's inspiring to be what they wanted to be and achieve their goals. I just want to be someone they could talk to, or someone they could look up to, that they could follow my lead. So, I mean, I try to do as much as I can in the community and be involved. I like to put smiles on children's faces. Anytime I have the chance to help someone or give back or donate some time or whatever it may be, anybody can help someone smile, I'm always for it. So that's just a part of me that, I don't know, has just always been dear to me in my heart. And so I have a soft spot. I hate to see people like down and not having a good day. I always want to see everyone smile, because I feel like when everyone smiles, the world is a much better place.
I definitely agree with you, and it's a much better place for those kids who are becoming the recipients of what message you're trying to send out there to you, saying, look, you can do this. You can be a positive role model. You can do so much more, not only for yourself, but to do for others. And you have to get to a certain point when you're a young man such as yourself, but even younger, to realize that it's not just about yourself, it's about helping others. The days of realizing that, well, it's all about us, those days are gone. We really have to recognize that, there are a lot of dangers in the world, but there are also a lot of positives in the world. Not to turn away from those negatives and say, well, it'll never happen to me, I'm not going to be a victim. Well, unfortunately, that could very well be the case. But it's also up to you in your mindset to help make that change. And I think your foundation is certainly on its way to doing something even greater as time goes on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right now, my foundation, we are running an anti-bullying campaign called Be a Buddy, Not a Bully. And basically what that is just sending the message to children and everyone in the world that we should be buddies and not bullies. I mean, bullying is a global issue, and the consequences are at all-time high. I mean, now you got kids and people killing themselves because they're being bullied, and that should never be the issue. That should never be the case. No one should ever want to feel so down about themselves that they'll want to take their lives because of being bullied. You know what I mean? Because that's something that we definitely can control, and that's like I said, it's a global issue that I think we need to bring more awareness to. People talk about it, but I feel like it's only talked about when we hear that someone took their life over it. When I think this message should be spread all around the world daily, just a reminder to children, and like I said, to everyone that you should always be a buddy, help someone, encourage someone. If they're having a bad day or if they're feeling down, try to put a smile on their face. I mean, try to tell a joke, whatever the case may be, because one person might not be as fortunate as the other, but we are still the same. We're all still equal, and we all live in the same world. And like I said, we need to come together as one and be united, and let's just try to make the world a better place.
I could not agree more, and I think there needs to be a lot of messages. There are so many players in the NBA right now that do give back, that consistently make that a point of emphasis by being able to take their message to high schools, to take it to colleges, to take it to the next level, and not only helping them, but to maybe looking into themselves and say, you know what, this is fantastic, but I can do more. There's so much more to having a podium, having a stance, anywhere from the NBA to the NFL to the NHL. I mean, there's so much room to help use your name as a branding mechanism to get the message out. And I think once that message goes out and becomes such a global portal for other people to listen to, that will inspire them to do the very same thing. There needs to be much, much, much more of that. This is Rudy Reyes on with Pt1 Zimmerman, who plays for the Halifax Hurricanes up in the NBL. One last thing, Pt1. You have a couple brothers. I know one of them, Duval. Me and him talk every once in a while, and Tyrell also does some things, and he's played football. What happened? What was the actual change in you to where you actually wanted to play basketball and not follow your brothers into playing football?
Oh man, I ask myself that every day. I actually played football in high school, and I won a state championship. I am the only one in the family with a state championship ring, so I kind of brag and boast myself about that to them. I kind of bust their butts about that. But I won a championship in high school, and that was an unbelievable experience. Just playing football, I never really got into it because I never really fell in love with it enough to go to practice every day in the cold.
Oh,
so
I see.
I never, so that never really registered in my heart as much as it registered in their heart. I mean, my brothers are unbelievable athletes. They're all big and strong, and I definitely take my athleticism and stuff and my desire to be an athlete after them. But for some reason, the basketball just fell in my hand, and I wanted to shoot the ball instead of run the ball. So, like you said, they're all great athletes. They all played professional of some sort at the football. So it was I really don't understand why, but I just know that basketball is definitely my sport, and as you can see, I have a career in it. And again, I'm different from the rest of those guys, the rest of my brothers, because I'm the only left-handed one in my family, followed after my father. So that's pretty unique as well. I'm the only left-handed one, and I'm the only one that all of us got played basketball. But they did. The rest of my brothers did play basketball in high school, but football were their main sports, and just like me, basketball is my main sport, and football is my secondary sport.
Well, there you go. Exiting college, I've spoken to a lot of players, and their message is, man, I didn't know if I was going to like this better than that, it really takes them out of the normalcy of saying, well, and your dad could have said, well, he's going to follow in my footsteps, and he's going to do what I think he's going to do. And then all of a sudden you play basketball. You think to yourself, this is not what I planned on doing, but being on the hardwood, much different from being on the gridiron. What advantages do you feel that basketball has given you over a possible career to have played football instead?
Basketball, I feel like basketball is a little bit more opportunity. To go to college, like growing up in high school, there's basketball like all year round. You have AAU basketball, you have travel basketball, like say you have high school basketball. So there's so many ways of getting recruited and getting seen, and opportunities and getting a chance of getting a college scholarship or making it to the NBA, opposed to football. I mean, they have football camps, but you really only have like just football season, and then that's pretty much it, if I'm not mistaken. But I think there's a little bit more opportunity in basketball, but there's more opportunity in making it professional in football because there's much more roster spots.
Right. No, and I can see that dual sport athletes can be quite dangerous. I mean, you have guys like Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, who played a variety of sports. One carried more over than the other did. Basketball for Michael Jordan, football for Bo Jackson, and you have a lot of dual sport guys. And it will always go down in history. Was Michael Jordan a really good baseball player? No, not really. He was okay. He was decent. Batting average was okay. Bo Jackson, okay. He was better than Michael Jordan at baseball, but still his bread and butter was football. So you can kind of go there and say, well, did Michael Jordan do better in basketball? Well, yeah, championship rings definitely proves that, right from the onset. But then Bo Jackson's, his career was cut short, knee injuries and so on. So I look at where you're at right now. I think to myself, you couldn't be in a better place because you've been able to grow, expand, grow your own personal network, grow your branding. And I'd like to see you be a role player in the NBA somewhere, and then eventually be that leader in that shooting guard position. So that's kind of what my thought process is. Do you think you receive interest from NBA teams at this point to maybe have an opportunity to get to that level?
Yes, I have. I talk with a scout from the Eastside Jazz almost once a week, maybe twice a week. Coach Cooper, he calls in, checks in with me. A few teams interested, talking with my agent. So right now, I know all that stuff will come because, like I said, the NBA is all about timing, right place at the right time, and just having the right fit. So my goal is not to so much worry about what NBA teams are calling, but just perfecting my craft and getting better every day in the gym. And if the opportunity comes, to be ready to accept the opportunity, whether it's in a workout or whatever the case may be. A scout comes see my game, just always try to perform my best and be as consistent as possible at all times, every time I lift up my sneakers.
I see at the next level. I really do. Not only from the kind of person that you are, but the kind of person that is there to help other people that are down, people that don't have a good day within your organization, within your. Doesn't mean that your bad game will be on to the next day. You have to have a short memory, and that short memory entails being able to get to that next level and do the very same thing with those guys. So Pt1 Zimmerman, playing in the NBA, the NBL, in hopes of being in the NBA. I hope he's in the NBA. He plays for the Halifax Hurricanes, a Canadian team.